Welcome in. It is day 55, and you're speaking with the Meeples Champion. So today, we're going to be jumping into one of my favorite games, primarily to play with my family. This is a game that's smaller, that's really easy to get to the table, and that requires really no explanation. It's pretty straightforward. It's not much to learn. We're talking about Qwixx Deluxe. Now, a friend of mine introduced me to Qwixx when we were doing our Monday nights early on. We used to get there a little earlier than everybody else, so he brought his Qwixx game. We played it. I loved it. And I thought, okay, I'll pick up a copy. But when looking, I saw there was a deluxe version and said, well, why don't I just get the deluxe? I've already seen the basic. I enjoy it. I looked it up. The basic was included in the deluxe. Figured give it a shot. I loved the deluxe version. Now, the idea of the game is pretty simple. You have got a sheet with 4 different lines of 2 through 12, 2 through 12, 12 through 2, 12 through 2, of 4 different colors. When you're playing, you roll 6 dice. You have 1 of each color, which is the blue, the red, the yellow, and the green, and then 2 white. So first, everybody can use the 2 white combined and go and cross out a number if they like. This includes the person who rolled and everybody else. However, after that is done, the person who rolled is then allowed to additionally take 1 of the whites and add it to any one of the colors, and then cross out a second number. Now, you have to go in order, the 2 whites first, and then the white with the color combo. And what's important is, going from left to right, when you cross a number out, you can never go to its left anymore. Meaning, if you cross out the 4 of red, well, the 3 and the 2 are off limits. So, how does the game work? You are slowly crossing out numbers, and your goal is to try to get 5 numbers in a color to activate the ability to go into its locked section. So if you're going from small to big with the red, then that means that in order to get the 12 of red, you have to have crossed out 5 other numbers first. Once you do, if you get the 12, you cross out not only the 12, but its lock as well, and that will count as 2 crossouts for you. When 2 different people have crossed out, or when 2 locks of different colors have been crossed out. So if all of us somehow manage to cross out the red lock, that's fine. It's only 1 lock. When 2 have been crossed out, game ends on the spot. Then what you do is you go down below and you count. Now you don't get a point per cross. What you do is you actually have a chart that says, well, if you've crossed out 1, you get this many points. 2, you get this many points. 3, you get this many points. You do it for each color, and then you have to go and minus off up to 4 times whenever somebody couldn't use their dice. The other way the game ends is if the person rolling couldn't use any of their dice. If you couldn't get down the color combo with the white combo or the white-white combo, then you have to take a strike. A strike is worth -5 points. If somebody at the table gets 4 strikes, that's the end of the game as well, and it's a -20. It's fun. So then what happens with the deluxe version? Flip over your mats. And the deluxe is interesting because what it's done is it's continued your 2 to 12 and your 12 to 2 setup. But now the colors are shifting. So all of a sudden, you have it be a setup of, all right, well, the top line might be 2, 3, 4 of yellow, and then 5, 6 of red, and then 7, 8, 9 of blue. It's all shifted. And as a result, it gets a lot more complicated trying to figure out how to actually cross things out and when. It's a really smart game, and I think we should just jump into it and discuss our 7 categories. Category 1, art. I think that the art for this game is mediocre. The game is all about rolling dice. There's no theme to it. There's nothing great about it. You know, I think the box is colorful, and I think it's fine. And for the size game it is, I think it's acceptable for me. But does this really sell it to somebody who's never played? Would I have picked it up if I hadn't played Qwixx first? I don't think I would have. The box wouldn't have grabbed me. It's a thumbs down on that art. Components. Well, in Qwixx Deluxe, you have your dice, really good components. They're good sized dice. They're solid. You have your player mats, which are not paper. These are actually laminated so that you can use markers on it. But then that's where we hit the issue. The markers. You have these reusable markers, and they sucked. We had to go buy special, much better ones to use because these just wouldn't work. I liked everything else about it, but those markers, I mean, it's a major piece. If the markers aren't working, then the whole point of the laminated card scores becomes an issue. And all you have left is dice, which you could just get dice from any other game to play this. It's a thumbs down on components. Your price. This game is going to be at most $20. It's probably more of a $15 game. You're going to find it at the occasional board game store. If a store has a lot of smaller games, you'll find it. It's more likely you'll find basic Qwixx, but Qwixx Deluxe could be there as well. And when it comes to your other stores, I think you'll find this in a Target. Barnes & Noble is a possibility. I think it's more of a Target-style game. And I think for what you're getting in the box, you're getting a good game. I think it's worth its price. It's something you're going to be able to play with your family and in between bigger games with your friends. So it's a thumbs up on the price. Difficulty. The difficulty is it's not difficult. You can put this down, and if you had no rules around you, you're going to generically be able to say, like, all right, I'm rolling dice and doing something to those numbers. Once people start to explain the rules, you go, oh, okay, I get it. I roll, I get this and this, you can take that. And that's really it. There's the ways to cross it out, there's what you no longer can get, and there's how to get to the locked numbers. It's very simple, not hard to learn. I think not only would I say this is good for expert, experienced and beginner players, it's good for kids. So thumbs up on the difficulty. Replayability, this game is all about replayability. When I pull it out, I do not play this game once. I play this game 3 or 4 times in a row. Now, yes, it may have moments where you don't pull it out a lot. This is not for me a Monday night with my friends gaming group game. This is me and my wife have a night free and we're just kind of want to relax, play a game. Or we're going to go and hang out with family for a trip and we want to bring a game that we can all play together. And when we play it, we tend to play a bunch of games in a row. We play for a couple hours. So I think the replayability is very strong. It's a thumbs up. Your keys to victory. I think this one kind of falls into a weird category. So yes, it's pretty straightforward with what it tells you. In order to succeed, you need to cross out the different numbers. You need to try and get the points, and you need to, as a result of those points, have the most points possible. You only can get the points from the 4 different colors, and that's it. But it is a little bit more than that. You have to choose. Do you want to go all in on one color? Do you basically want to say, I'm going to try and hit the 2 of red, the 3 of red, the 4 of red, the 5 of red, the 6 of red, and by the end of the game be like, all right, well, I threw out, whenever I couldn't hit the next one, something on one of the other spots, and really hit up the one color I wanted the whole game. And as a result, when the end of the game came, out of the 11 numbers and the lock, 12 possibilities, I ended up hitting 9 of them, which is going to be enough points to probably win. Or are you going to try to spread it out and be like, oh, okay, well, I hit like 4 here, 4 here, 5 here, 3 here. And in my opinion, I feel like, well, you can win doing it the other way, and that is important to mention. You can win without doing all at once. I feel that going all in on one color tends to be the better option, specifically making sure to get that last number for the lock. If you don't have locks, I feel like it really cuts off your possibilities of winning. That being said, I've played this dozens and dozens of times. I have seen, while that is the prevalent way to win, that you can win by going with the spread. You can win without having a lock. It's less likely, but it is possible. So I am going to give it a thumbs up, but it's an iffy one. Your uniqueness. It is not unique. Straight out, it's not. It's a dice rolling game to try to solely fill in spots. You already have Qwixx itself, so Qwixx Deluxe, to be fair, I really consider them the same game. Qwixx Deluxe just has a secondary flip option. But you have plenty other games like this that allow you for this dice rolling mechanic to solely fill in spots, and then based on your total fill-ins for different categories, getting different point values. It exists. It's not unique. So what do I think? I think the game is very good. I think that if you have a family who likes to play games with you, this is a great game to use. And if you have a family that's kind of iffy on that, this will be a game that you can probably get them to get to the table. I think that you should definitely play it. I think you should buy it. The only reason I would not suggest that is if you're only a big gamer type player. If that's the case, leave it out. But otherwise, pick it up. I think it's a good addition. Well, This has been day 55. We have been talking about Qwixx Deluxe, and you've been speaking to the Meeples Champion. Like, share, subscribe, and check down below in the description where I'm going to be putting up an Amazon link so you can go and pick this up if you were interested. I'll talk to everybody tomorrow.